and all my high vibrational human beings. It's a viewpoint to RoBs Inferno while it burns slow. What it do, y'all? Happy New Year to y'all. You feel me? What they be saying and whatnot. You feel me? I just gotta tap in with y'all real quick and just give y'all some positive energy on this first day. I actually, y'all know how I came live yesterday and I said that like I'm not gonna be going live and stuff. I realized that I gotta continue going back because it's something that I want to express to y'all. Y'all know you should already be trying to better yourself regardless, right? It's wild. All the attacks that come my way in different shapes, ways, and forms off of the information that I gave y'all, off of the span of the past 5 years and where we're at, these changes that's taking place on the planet now and how it's affecting everybody's DNA, all living organisms and whatnot. The gang stalking, the harassment. Y'all seen the video of the sergeant and the crisis intervention not even an hour later. You know what I'm saying? And that's the second time of that sergeant. I already put him in check. The first time he came to me, he didn't even come to me again. You know what I'm saying? He waited hella long and then he came again. And then that video I showed y'all, that's a whole separate day. So that was a continuance of that again. Like I was saying, I got his badge number and all of that, but I'm gonna be honest with y'all, like when I'm in them situations that's trying to make me reactive or they're trying to make me seem like I'm confrontational, not knowing me, not trying to provoke me, get a reaction and stuff like that. I told y'all after me understanding genetics and know what's happening on a cellular level, right, anatomically with everybody, my biggest weapon more than anything is not coming on here talking to y'all. It's not even speaking my own power. It's using the same thing that they got us manipulated in, even more so even around the money, as far as like us capitulating with it, and that's time. I told y'all, you know what I'm saying? Y'all seen what Mother Nature has already done just off of the past year alone. If you was to talk about the past 4 or 5, everything since it started, it hasn't stopped or it's intensified, right? After this winter, this so-called winter is over, right? Y'all seen the pagan holidays. Y'all seen people not even in tune with it and everything. Y'all seeing this shit slowly crash by the day. You get what I'm saying? Even people that are aware, regardless of their genetic makeup, and trying to act like certain stuff isn't what's taking place, having cognitive dissonance about it. The Stockholm syndrome with us. It was just a god and a goddess that came in here earlier where I'm at, and they heard what I was listening to, right? And I just read their energy because I can read people's energy. I told y'all, whether y'all believe me or not, I can read a lot of people's minds. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I just it's when I want to use it or not. But I can just read people. You feel me? I pick up on a lot of things that there's not even words for. You feel me? But just in tune with the vessel alone. You feel me? I study the brain. You know. So a lot of my stuff I could use to be an asshole or do bad things, but I'm not a bad person. And I understand that's why, what got me alienated from my child, these 5 years as this is closing out and I'm getting back in his life, having to get around him. Everything coincides, y'all. So it doesn't shock me or anything like that. But as far as like where we're at and everything, I value y'all. I hope y'all taking care of yourself. You feel me? And what I mean, I'm not talking about the daily stuff that they tell you what's taking care of yourself. I mean, as far as staying steadfast, being in position mentally to even accept truth, right? Because it's not even that people are purposely trying to knock out truth. You got to think about it. Psychological slavery is psychological damage is way worse than physical, right? So it's like, that's why you think some people can see a lot. Put it like this: more than enough information has came out and is coming out by the second. You know what I'm saying? Even by their own species, even by people with animal DNA. It's Europeans that's calling out their own people, not even knowing genetics, and some of them are doing it knowing genetics. Right? So it's like how everything is coming out. I already broke it down to y'all from a lot of standpoints. The insanity that's with a lot of people trying to fight against something, whether they look at it like that or not, that they can't change. Or if they knew the reasons why it was happening, maybe they would have more of a moment of taking it in without attached feelings, right? Because certain stuff I tell y'all all the time is in that category of it is what it is. Black people being the sun in the flesh, we are who we are. Whether we're abused, whatever anybody would look at us like, even ourselves even, has no effect. No matter what I go through, I'm still the sun in the flesh. I still got all the genetic properties from the mother of all life that's changing for the better right now. And I'm taking initiative along with it changing to do certain things that I was actually doing off of my financial situation that I know plays a big part in me as a neuromelanated being evolving a bit faster than the average neuromelanated being out here, for a fact. Like, just during my financial situation, I don't even be eating like that. Like, I barely eat, y'all. Like, it's been a lot of people that see me recently, they're like, damn, I've always been skinny. But now that they see me, they're like, dang, you lost weight. You you seem like you got skinny, da da da. And I'm just like, I don't even be eating like that. And then just due to me being homeless, I be outside a lot. So, but obviously it's too cold right now, so it's like I'm not really fucking with it too much. But even that's not stopping me. The ionized particles is changing my anatomy for the better. You know what I'm saying? Whether it's cold or not has nothing to do with the radiation and how it's affecting organisms right now. You feel me? But as far as like, you know, what I watch, if I'm watching anything on my phone, even if I don't agree with it's another thing. You don't got to agree with a person 100%, or the first thing that you disagree with them, feel like you can't learn anything from that person. That's very ignorant, right? You get what I'm saying? Especially us, we all got pieces to your puzzle. You feel me? For me to hear a person say one thing and then me think that I can't learn anything from them off of that, that's very ignorant. You feel me? But literally, before I talk about this, so I got when I was when I was on the train yesterday, y'all. Remember I told y'all, because matter of fact, what did I label it as? Because I put something in my drafts on my email so I can remember to talk about it. Oh yeah, I put leap, so I would remember leap, right? All right, so what I'm about to tell y'all coincides with what happened last night. So I'm on a metro last night, right? I'm on a metro and I needed help. You know what I'm saying? Like, as far as me around work or whatever I got to get done, the buses, I feel like I did it so much on the buses. The buses know off of hearing me on my podcast over time, the same bus drivers and stuff, like they seen a lot of people try to come against me, and they seen what I talk about in my stance. So they know why certain energy even more so is coming my way around what's taking place on the planet. You know what I'm saying? I had individual talks with a lot of these people too, so they don't make me pay for the bus. They know what I'm going through or whatever. But some of the people, and it's crazy because a lot of them, there's some natural people on the bus let me go, but a lot of the unnatural people be letting me go on the bus too. Like I told y'all, regardless of people's genetic makeup, you still have free will, how you want to choose to be and move like. But irony, as far as the metro, y'all know the metro, majority of people working the metro are the sun in the flesh. They neuromelanated like me. Man, it's a lot of them over time, off of them coming at me a certain way and seeing how I dealt with them, they got like a lot more respect for me now. But it's a lot of them that know my situation. They try to use my situation and weaponize it against me too, any chance that they get. You get what I'm saying? And they get dealt with accordingly. But a lot of times if I try to get on the train, I don't have the money, they'll try to use that against me. And they'll try to be even more so when the slave catchers are out there that are most of them are neuromelanated too. You know what I mean? It'd be funny as shit. Like I just be thinking about all of it. But so yeah, so I'm on a metro, and I needed like extra like $3. I think I had like $3, it's like $6 for like a one ride on a train or whatever. And he was with his woman, right? And I didn't ask this. It's crazy because even a natural person that I spoke to not even that long ago, and I asked him, he couldn't help me or whatever, right? But I was telling him, and we were both talking about it amongst each other, and we was talking about how in general you could tell what's the real problem, and it's not a person that's financially struggling or homeless that's asking people for help. It's the problem of people ignoring the issues for why those people are in them situations, and not the stereotypes like everyone say, like the real reasons. Because right now, for anybody, whether you can help a person or not, to look down or get irritated, however you're confronted with that says a lot. Because with inflation and how much people that are struggling, not even wanting to say that they're struggling, or not where they normally would be at financial wise, it's crazy for it to be a shocker for anyone to in any way, even if it's not a person coming directly towards them, but to even be somewhere in the same place and see someone struggling or feel some type of way negative towards it right now. Like, you just look crazy as shit, because even if you don't know anything about genetics, it's more than enough signs that this system is crashing. You know what I mean? A lot of people's pockets aren't like how they are, right? So well, I said leap. So I'm on a train. I asked him, right? He fit what I'm talking about right now, right? This man had like a whole, well, he didn't have a mental breakdown. He was just very ignorant. And I don't remember verbatim word for word what he said, but he basically said something like, and it's, again, it coincides with what I just told y'all. He said something like, man, like 4 people or 5 people asked me that, or something like that. Now it's like, are you getting mad because you happen to be in an area, which is like any area, because there's people that are struggling or homeless in every area, which speaks more about the problem than it's not just the person struggling, right? So he based off of the fact of, and that's what I was trying to tell him. I'm like, you know how ignorant you sound? You know, like I told him, I'm like, bro, if I based everything down to the T, that every situation is like how I handle it, bro, I would have just killed you just now. and you don't even know it. I was going to see the homie and everything. Like I would have put one in him. You hear what I'm saying? I would have saw him as a threat, but I don't think ignorant like that. And I was able to read the situation, and because of his emotions and stuff and how he was acting, I knew it wasn't a death type situation where I felt like I needed to be reactive to save my own life, however so, or anything like that. You feel me? So I was really explaining that to him, like, bro, regardless if you can help me or not, that's above the point. The fact that you judging me off of some random people that have nothing to do with me, or even would even bring that up to me for your reason not to be able to help me if I asked you for help, that says a lot about your intellect. You feel me? Whether you was doing that on purpose or not even on purpose to even try to get a reaction, that says a lot about your undeveloped brain. You feel me? Like real shit, and your attention span and all of that, right? But I told him, like, look, y'all, I'm not out here trying to tell people they dying, but when people go out their way, that's not natural to my planet. I would never be mad if I ask someone for help and they can't help me. You know, at any time, whether I was really up and I needed help, or I was really down and I needed help. But just how you treat a person, you know what I'm saying? Like one of the main things is 11/11. When I just said that, one of the main things, like people do in a lot of these situations, and I know everybody's aware of. A lot of times when people ask people or for help and stuff like that, they just completely ignore them, right? They act like they can't hear them, right? Or they get on their phone. You know, but the phone is a way to avoid a lot of stuff right now, and that's a whole nother conversation. But we talking about this right now. So like when people do that, right, it's like you don't got to disrespect the person or act like you don't hear them just because you don't want to help them or for any other reason. You know what I'm saying? It's very disrespectful. You know what I mean? But people do that even by just not having business with you, because everything is so transactional. You know, everything became so transactional about money that's everything real. Friendships ain't even real. I'm not trying to say everybody isn't loyal to each other or you don't have a real friendship, like they don't exist. But a lot of friendships and a lot of relationships aren't even really that. You know what I mean? It's just straight off of like beneficial type shit, whether a person's saying it straightforward or not. You get what I'm saying? So it's like a lot of faultiness in a lot of different ways amongst a lot of people, y'all. You feel me? So I'm saying that from that standpoint. So yeah, I'm gonna train. You know, he has a whole mental breakdown. Even his woman was looking at him like, this black man ain't doing all that. Like you tripping. You feel me? Like I feel like she was embarrassed for him, how he was acting, and it wasn't even a situation for that. And this is, like I said, it's how you don't know people. You know, I'm from East Baltimore. Like I have nothing but dead friends. My little brother got a bullet in his hand right now. You know, I've been stabbed up. I've been grazed. You know what I'm saying? My brother, when he got stabbed up, both his lungs collapsed. You know what I'm saying? Like I've been in a lot of shootouts. I've been in a lot of crazy shit. Like if I dealt with people off of what I've been through, that lets you know. Not saying I'm done healing, but I healed a lot, right? Because like I said, I don't see people in the situations off of what I've been in. You know, I'm able to read situations. I'm able to handle stuff accordingly. You feel me? But if I wasn't like that, man, it wouldn't be good for a lot of people. But I still got my PTSD and stuff like that. You know, I still get uncomfortable. I still get triggered. I don't like people walking behind me. You know what I'm saying? I don't even be honest with y'all. I don't even like hearing talking if I can't make out what's being said. Like it'd be like small shit like that, real shit, y'all. Like I could be like at a park or something, and it could be some people that I don't know, and just because instantly I don't know them, I'm already on guard. Like who are these people around me I don't know, just off of situations I've been in, whether I say that to them or not, right? But if like say I hear them talking, and it could be about anything, you feel me? But I hear them talking, right? They doing that, and then I can't make out what they saying. Depending on my mood at that time, that could be played out wrong. I learned that about myself to make sure I don't spaz on people wrongly and shit like that. You feel me? That's a lot of shit that I'm going within myself to be better within. You know, along with me eating properly or not eating at all, reading. You get what I'm saying? I'm most of the time, because my financial situation, I'm always outside regardless of the weather. You know what I'm saying? I'm getting most of the solar flares. Most of these recent X-class flares, M-class flares, a lot of these recent CMEs, I'm getting them directly. You feel me? So it's like, so it's crazy. But I know a lot of the information that I have, it's just so much resistance on my life, y'all. You know, but that started way before I came into this information. You know, you ask anybody that knows me, like even before, that's the first thing they'll tell you is that nigga, that he wasn't on no type of, all this stuff that he's on now, genetics and all that, he wasn't on anything. Like how they say of this generation, y'all, the YN, I was a YN before YN was even invented. I was crashing out, wilding and shit. Like I broke my y'all know how to like the lower securities be having the lower police officers and shit. Like I broke my police officer's jaw. You know what I'm saying? Shit. I got, man. I don't even want to talk about certain stuff, but it's just wild shit. You know what I mean? Like I just came a long way. You know, people that know they know. But yo, can you offer me my lunch? Offer me my like another thing. I don't know what you really meant by that. You feel me? But maybe you can retype that for real. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to 7 people that just came in and shit. But yeah, y'all, like as we go forward and stuff, I just want everybody just to try to balance their energy for real. Cause like I said, y'all, you know, I mean no hate towards anybody. Me understanding anatomy, I got more empathy and compassion for the prokaryotic cell and the eukaryotic cell. But I told y'all, as far as the complex cell organism, I'm not taking anything bad or for me to be provoked or reactive towards anything that they gotta bring my way or project that's not for my growth, whether directly or indirectly. You know what I'm saying? Like we're past that. I feel like that's why even what I just posted, you know what I'm saying? Because I'm saying that from a collective standpoint altogether. With all the changes that's taking place on the planet, y'all got to realize like the radiation. Like I know that we're getting more X class flares and M class flares now, but we was getting X class flares in 2021. You know what I'm saying? You could look up videos of me talking about it. I was like showing you from my other phones and everything when they was like banning me going crazy. You know, like so it's about just matching that. But my if it's anybody's ass that I'm really like on for real, it's neuromelanated people, y'all. I be trying to hold it in. I be trying not to be passive with y'all. Like I don't get mad at Europeans, at Asians, at Arabs. I can't even imagine what they're dealing with right now with what the radiation is doing to their body, the complications. Like, I mean, I know the complications that they're having, but I haven't felt that because I don't have that anatomy. So I have nothing but empathy and compassion for them. But I still call them out if they're wrong about something that's like free will that they're just being ignorant about. But I'm not gonna play into it like the way that I probably would with a neuromelanated being. You feel me? Because it's different with us. Like, I don't care how much you're against your brother or sister as a neuromelanated being. That's still not changing your genetic makeup. You get what I'm saying? You're still the son in the flesh. You get what I'm saying? Your anatomy is either still changing for the better, or you having complications with your own son due to your eating habits and stuff that's that's attached that shouldn't be, antigens and whatnot. You know, stuff that eating the same animals that our precious share DNA with and shit. You know, like that's not what we're supposed to be doing. You know, so I don't try to infringe my ways on y'all, but I just hope that when I do talk about certain terminology and stuff, that y'all look up certain stuff. If not already, you should have been, you should do it now. Like, you shouldn't. Some of us I be seeing on the internet, and I know that we all got different times in which we learn stuff and everything like that. But you should know what the prokaryotic cell is and be able to explain it. You know, the single cell organism. You know, in difference of like the complex cell organism and it being complex because how did all of those animals come together that wouldn't naturally sexually reproduce with each other? You know what I mean? Who did that? You know, when I broke down genetic splicing and voluntarily mixed breeding, but it wasn't just organisms as far as like human beings that was done with. That shit has been done on actual animals. Like I told y'all this for like the longest. You know what I mean? And sometimes a lot of y'all ask me again and shit like for instance, like the cow, you know, how much people eat beef, y'all? You know what I mean? A cow's not even a natural animal, you know? And then it's like, how are you still drinking milk? You know everything that's in that? Like, it's crazy. Like, I used to love cereal, y'all. I used to fuck some cereal up. I used to like eating cereal at night. I used to like my honey bunches of oats. I ain't gonna lie, I used to like the almond cereals and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? I don't even remember all of them because it's been so long since I ate any of that shit. But I remember I used to love honey bunches of oats. I used to like Mary. Now I gotta ask you this real quick because it's your second time saying this, and I kind of can read your energy a little bit. But those numbers that you just typed in that way like that, and then your name. You know, and you don't have to answer this, but I am going to ask you those numbers. What is that in association with, like your name and where we're at right now, if anything? Feel me? you know. But all my neuromelanated beings, though, I just want to give y'all energy to just the best energy that I can give y'all right now going forward is to like not be reactive, you know. Or if you are reactive, that's actually one sign that you're not eating right, for real. Because, and I'm saying that from a person like I got high active my glands are like hyperactive, even saying that to y'all. And I used to have like the worst anger. I still got a temper, but it's a time and place for everything. But you know, I'm just happy all this taking place, you know. So like I said, it's a lot that I want to talk to y'all about and not be like all over the place, you know what I mean? But like, I'm proud of myself, you know. So y'all just got to just deal with me rocking with y'all when I rock with y'all, because you know what I'm saying, I don't know, you know, I am gonna talk my shit a little bit. Fuck that. There ain't nobody else that's been on the internet that's told anything to the level that I have with being homeless, financially struggling. And not to mention, y'all, I'm in Virginia. I'm in the slave state. I'm in the heart. Everything that y'all talking about in all these other states and shit, I'm dealing with the most of it. I'm in the counties richer than the whole 50 states. You know, Loudoun and Fairfax with the most racism undercover. You get what I'm saying? The most money, the most self-absorbed stuck-upness, entitlement. Like, come on, y'all. Y'all got to give me my flowers. And I did this in a situation where it could be valid for someone to say, I need to just focus on myself and not focus on y'all at all. That's relevant for real. You feel me? But me still having the heart and understanding what's important besides all these infringed ways, this false ideology that has nothing to do with me and why it's crashing, I still give y'all lower pieces, because you know what I mean, to let you know, like, you got pieces to the puzzle like me if you're neuromelanated, you feel me? And if you're a complex cell organism, you have a choice to put your attached feelings aside and stand on something, bringing awareness to what's inevitable, where we're going. You get what I'm saying? That ozone layer is not coming back. You know, the radiation is just going to increase. You know, any cells that's been damaged, that's irreparable. You feel me? If you don't have a biological identification of the planet, you feel me? Like, it's nothing so that, you know, some people be trying to ask me, and when I say this, some people think like I'm trying to attack them saying this, but this is science. You know, this is, you know what I mean? The colors, the UV readings, the Schumann resonance, they didn't just start spiking, y'all. That's just been spiking for years now. You know what happens with radiation in cells over time. Talk about that 7-year period and shit like that. Like, when you really see how shit breaks down, you already know where we're going, regardless of who pays attention to it or not. And that's what I'm just so grateful, because I'm realizing, like, damn, I'm so aware of what's going on, and y'all that are also on the internet and how we're on it and stuff, because I know it's the same. I know y'all going through a lot of the same stuff that I'm going through. It's just that I'm probably going through it a lot more. You know what I'm saying? Because of the area that I'm in. You feel me? But I'll say this. If you like out like Georgia or some shit, you're in Atlanta, I don't know if there are any that's speaking on genetics, you know, that's talking about anatomy, what's happening with our son or anything, you know what I mean? Talking about what's happening with children. Like, I say it might be a little bit more detrimental because you're on the 33rd parallel. The energy that's on, you know, that specific part of the land, like the ley lines and stuff like that. Or maybe in Chicago, I'll say too, because, like, you get what I'm saying? Like, one of my exes from there and shit, and she was in the medical field for over 15 years. And when I was trying to tell her about genetics and stuff, she thought I was crazy when I was telling her really what's going on and really how we've been manipulated, right? And she started reading it, and she broke down and she started crying to me, and she was like, these motherfuckers done had me reading books and everything straight from the eukaryotic cell standpoint. I'm like, well, duh. You know, that's in which how we're medically and mentally evaluated from. They not evaluating you as a single cell organism. You crazy? They not telling you that. You crazy? We all one human race. We bleed the same. So it's like, you know, I value y'all, like I said, but like I said, you know, I feel sorry for the complex cell organism, because I realize that it's a lost cause, right? You know, children, you can correct children, but it's almost like how, and I'll say how Kalab been saying on one of his last videos, because I seen a last video of him or whatever. It was like from like weeks ago, but you know, he was saying like what a black woman say, what the black men, you know, once a cheater, always a cheater. You know, if a cheater, I really believe a cheater can change, but a lot of times, y'all know, generational curses and addictions and stuff should be going. You know what I mean? But I'm gonna say this: if it's a mind state of once a cheater, always a cheater, definitely once an abuser, always abuser. Once a person is doing experimentations on you, they probably gonna continue. You know what I'm saying? Once they won't accept their anatomy since they came, they probably not gonna accept it now, or even on their way out. Like, it's certain stuff that go hand in hand once you understand characteristics and traits, you know, in connection the behavior, you know, and DNA, you know what I mean, and animals and gene sequences, you know what I mean. So it's like but like I said, as far as my neuromelanated people though, it's been a lot of stuff that's been happening lately. Like I was in a y'all, this should be like a movie. Like I was in a 7-Eleven when I got off of work and shit, right? And like I literally go in there. Well, no, what's wild was I wasn't even gonna go in there. I was already past it, but I turned around to go in there because I said to myself, I said, damn, I want to get some water real quick, right? So I wanted to get some water. But when I tell y'all how sharp my intuition is, like my intuition will show me in a lot of ways, you know, to see people for who they are, not to mess with them, to leave them alone, you know, if they're hazardous towards my growth, or you know what I'm saying, if they're just someone I gotta watch for whatever reason. You know, I think about everything from all standpoints. I'm a real Aquarius, y'all. I'm Aquarius for real. So I found out all that stuff with Aquarius, like revolutionary and how we like being alone and how they say we're eccentric and weird and stuff like that. A lot of that shit fits with me. You feel me? I really am like that. But I've always been like that though. You know? You know what I'm saying? Hello, Viper. What it do, brother? What it do? Hello, A here. B music. Oh, you do music, yo? What? You got what you got them? You got them bars? You got them lyrics? What's going on with that? You feel me? What's going on with that? You got bars? A you B music? You got bars? I need to hear them bars. I'm putting you on the spot. Need to hear them bars. You feel me? Nah, but yeah, I hope everybody good, you know. No, I was kind of hurt. I was kind of hurt because, hey, it was a Latina goddess when I was in a 7-Eleven, and she opened the junk because, you know, they was about to get their drink on. She came in there, they all had their heels on, bad little Latina junks, right? Coming there, you know what's crazy, y'all? Even though I be going through my situation, I be turning hella females still. I'll just be saying to myself, like, I'm fucked up right now. But it be in my mind, I'm like, man, look, if I didn't have sexual discipline and if I wasn't going through like me looking how I normally look and shit, I'm proving a lot of y'all women. I'm just being straightforward. You feel me? Like my natural self. Like even me, how I'm dressed now and shit, this ain't my natural self. Like I be flat as hell for real. Like even though I'm spiritual as shit, I'm not gonna lie. Like I am kind of superficial, materialistic. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't want y'all to get it fucked up. Y'all see me, you know what I mean? I get all the way back to myself before this grid crash, which is a possibility I might with really where we at. But, you know, I don't want y'all to get the wrong idea. Y'all see me in another BM and shit, and y'all like, this nigga talking spirituality, but this nigga got a BMW and shit. My only cars I've had have been BMWs my whole life. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just like the way they steer it, regardless of the brand. But y'all might see just certain things and think like, what the fuck is this nigga on? Oh, true. My fault. I know I got the kids, they watch my stuff. You know what I'm saying? That's crazy they let you in here though, because I actually pressed it's not for kids, because I knew that I was gonna speak on certain things. But I wish you well. But I didn't even know that was you. That what type of music? What type of music you do, man? And I value you first and foremost. You know, you're the future. It says a lot about your growth and with you being able to gravitate towards certain stuff that I'm saying to see the light in it. or how I can help you out for your growth in the future. A lot of y'all are very, very smart, and y'all don't get enough credit. That's why I take y'all serious how I do. 10 years old, that's a good age. What country? What country am I in? I'm on my planet. If you don't mind me asking, um, what is your ethnicity? Oh, ethnicity is it's like your race. Are you black, white, or you don't speak much English? Well, I wish you well regardless. And oh, you black? Oh yeah, you're the son in the flesh, man. You know, I'm glad to let you know that. You know what I'm saying? So imagine all your atoms. Imagine your cells like small suns. You know, you're the sun. Everything of that sun, you emit and you absorb it. You give it out and you bring it in. Enjoy the rest of your day. Now, yeah, y'all. I be kind of iffy. That's crazy that they. I mean, I don't know how your tier work now though, because I specifically said like it give you like a lower choice, and depending on how I'm feeling or what I'm going to talk on, I'll be like, yes, this is for kids, or no, it's not for kids, and stuff like that. So that's crazy. I'm not saying that person wasn't a 10-year-old, but I have some crazy stalkers and a lot of people that I kicked out of my life that could be playing as other people, including the mother of my child also, And at the end of the day, I'm just trying to help everybody. I'm trying to help the collective, even y'all unnatural people, for real. Like it's no hate towards y'all. I mean, I promise y'all, like I don't take it personal because I know how hard it is for y'all to accept who y'all are. I know it's not really against me, like personally or anything like that. I know it's a lot of self-hatred. You know what I'm saying? I know that's where it is, and it's a lot of confused admiration because it's love for us, but it's hatred also for not wanting us to be exactly who we are. That's really what this has been completely about. You know what I mean? So even though we're coming back into who we are, I say this all the time though. You could only be so great for somebody else or another species if you're not already that within yourself. And the number one thing for all species of people, what they were supposed to know was to know thyself. But an average person out here, if you was to ask them how their body worked, you get what I'm saying? They wouldn't know anything at all. And for me, that's a big problem, because how would you not know how your body works and put all your responsibility into whatever hospital, your doctor? You know what I'm saying? That's dangerous in a way, in a lot of ways. Like there's a lot of different angles of it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think that you should ever trust anybody else more than yourself. And in a lot of ways, people don't trust themselves. In a lot of ways, people go through deception with other people. And for real, saying broadly of all levels of the genocide and what we're really living in, that's all a lot of this shit really is, for real. But it was our greatest test though. It was our greatest test. But like I said, y'all gotta give me a little bit more leeway though. I mean, y'all don't have to, y'all don't have to at all, but I'm definitely gonna let that be known, because it ain't nobody else on the internet that's in the area as detrimental as I am as far as the genocide. You hear me? Or even going through what I'm going through financially And forget even speaking on these things, just being aware down to the degree how I am. It's people that even if they wanted to speak on certain stuff that's neuromelanated out here and start anything, you know what I mean, on any social media site, like they don't know the information how I know it right now. You know what I'm saying? Like their anatomy isn't changing as fast as mine is changing. Like my shit is changing so fast, y'all. Like it's so much stuff, and then it's so much stuff that's coming to my brain on a reg that's like about certain stuff going forward and what we're supposed to be on. But the main reason I really got on here though, y'all, is because like I wanted to talk to y'all about the importance of like really, like even me, like I've been on here talking 35 minutes, right? I'm chopping it up with y'all, and one of our main problems is I feel like we became too content with, I'm not gonna say talking, right? Because it, but some of this, a lot of stuff that we're talking about is out there. It's like surface level, and this is like certain stuff that we need to be talking about. Definitely that. But what I'm saying is, it's too much talk on the internet without enough meeting up in person. You get what I'm saying? And like what I posted on that short of what I said, it's kind of like, I broke that down a little bit what I meant, even from like a bonding standpoint and stuff. Like me being on here talking to y'all and breaking anatomy down and speaking about the psychological slavery in which we're living in from any angle of it that I would speak of, right? And it's all good and dandy if I have someone up here and they go in, we chopping it up, or like, you know what I mean? I have like another phone with me, someone call in, get their opinions, and we chopping it up. But that still don't match the energy of us being literally with each other in person. You hear what I'm saying? That's why I saw like what's his name? 363 Black Magic, and he was talking about how when they went to that mountain, I forget the name of that mountain, but they were saying that like Rod Hayes, like he wasn't able to be there, but he wished that he was there and stuff like that. But like it's stuff like that that's important, because like them so even if for the first time, even if you feel like that, meet and greet wise, you know what I mean, both being all that neuromelanin, black magic energy there of us knowing who we are and coming in a unison, you know what I'm saying? Like that helps our whole species out when we bond and we love on each other like that, because everything that we're living in and how we've been treating each other due to what we've been living in with a lack of awareness is the total opposite. You hear what I'm saying? So just us bonding and just meeting in person, even if we wasn't talking about that type of stuff, but talking about who we are and what's wrong on our planet, or the changes that's inevitably happening, that we have no choice but to get back used to. You know what I'm saying? And stuff like that. Like this is stuff that we all need to be meeting in person and talking about more. Like if I wasn't dealing with what I was dealing with, but I'm getting out of it now. Like I'm waiting any day for this DNA test. I know she trying to prolong it and shit, but even that, like, if I, you know what I mean, as soon as I start back like whipping on the rag and shit like that, I'm gonna be trying to meet up with y'all. Like it's a couple young people in different states that I'm very proud of. Like that's like I'm saying like 14, 15 years old, knowing some of the information that I'm knowing, and they on the internet with it. You feel me? So that's why when I be so imagine that when it's like it's teenagers that's aware of genetics and who we are and tapping in, having their hair natural, talking about eating right, wearing copper and what you know what I'm saying, all about who we are and stuff. But it's grown ass men out here that even with being told who they are, have such a level of cognitive dissonance and Stockholm syndrome. You feel me? That's why I be saying like I have no tolerance towards a neuromelanated grown person when the future, the youth is out here fighting and coming together and having these conversations. You know what I'm saying? So you don't really realize how crazy you look to the cosmos when you brung them up. You feel me? And probably brung them up wrong, but they seeing what's going on with the frequency on the planet and what needs to switch, and actually taking initiative, actually taking action, not even just talking about it. You feel me? So yeah, like it's really not a game, y'all. It's not a game, but I value y'all, and like I said, we home, you know. A lot of people don't need to be talking about all these years going forward. How the hell is we talking about 2020? Well, first off, our time, what we go on, y'all, we don't go on time. That shit has no connection to us. We timeless. You know, we have a soul. You can't put an age on a soul. You get what I'm saying? It's ancient. You know what I mean? That's why they can't document even how far back the prokaryotic cell goes. There is none. It can't. There is no like imprint that's like, oh, it was this time, it this da da da. It's none of that, because we've always been here. You know. That's why it'd be so crazy when people even indulge in those type of conversations and shit. I'm just like, it's one of the clear signs that you don't know who you are. You know, it's certain conversations that we shouldn't be having. That's like zero relevancy towards like the real problems and really what's taking place entirely with our species, with our children. You know what I mean? So yeah, so shout out the star seeds, you know, shout out all the star seeds. Shout out the gods and goddesses, the high vibrational human beings. You feel me? For real. You know, I haven't mentioned her name in a while, but you know, shout out my Brit. You feel me? I miss my Brit so much. I'm not gonna lie, y'all. If it's anybody, like I really meant that when I said on that post. If it's anybody I really want to speak to, y'all. If it's anybody I really want to speak to, I just want to see my son. I just want to see my son and get back to fathering my child. You know what I'm saying? My Lord. You know, like I told y'all, we timeless. But and you want to speak on the Gregorian calendar and all of that. You know, my Lord Troopy about to be 6. You feel me? My Lord Troop's about to be 6. So I want to get back to just being a dad and around her bullshit that she caused, all this destruction. And I want to see my Brit. You know, that's it. And my Brit, if I got like full custody of my son, you know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't even gonna front. Like, I would just go ghost with Brittany. Like, I would go ghost with her. Not gonna lie to y'all, I really would. You know. Shout out Honduras. You feel me? Shout out Honduras. You know, I got me a Lord Puerto Rican Dominican baby. I need me a Lord Honduras baby. Let me tell y'all how advanced I am with this shit though. Even me saying just that, like I was gonna get the Puerto Rican flag tatted on me and then get the Dominican flag tatted on me. But let me tell y'all, I'm so far ahead. Let me tell y'all, and Latino people should feel like this, because y'all know what them conquistadors did, right? And what they did, and with each part of the land, how they gave you a flag in which, you know, how you associate yourselves with that today. So when I think about it from like that standpoint and shit, I'll be like, nah, I'm not gonna put that flag on me. Why would I put a flag on me in any connection, me as an organic person with organic people, when this was a sign of what happened? You know what I'm saying? Our oppressors, like, that don't, you feel me? You know, Spain is in Europe. You know what I'm saying? Latino, the root word of that, the etymology of that is Latin. Latin was a love language, you know? So even when Latino people be saying they Spanish and stuff, I'm not, like, you're not Spanish, you know? You're melanated, you have a correlation with that sun. You're natural to this planet, but you're not speaking Spanish, you know? You're not Spaniard, you know? That's, you're talking Spain. That's the Europeans. You know, it's crazy because when I was locked up, it was one of the CO people, whatever. He was from Spain, and I was breaking it down to him. It's crazy because I asked him, was he Latino, and he's like, he's like, I'm from Spain, and I was just like, oh, sure, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, y'all, like. But shout out my Filipino people though, and shout out my Vietnamese people. If you're melanated, make sure y'all get a lot of sun. You know what I'm saying? Shout out y'all. But mainly just make sure y'all keep y'all energy right. Keep y'all energy right, y'all. I'm probably gonna tap in with y'all. And it was 4444 when I said that. I don't know, y'all, cause like I'm one of the biggest, what do you call this, that like you can't put time with me. You know what I mean? Whenever it be crazy because whenever you see any of us neuromelanated beings that's like really unpredictable and stuff, I'm like, you know, hold up real quick. But yeah, Brittany, I hope you're doing good. You know, I hope my Dukes is all right. Tell her I love her. You know what I'm saying? I hope your sister's Gucci. You feel me? I hope you try and control the Lord feisty energy. You know what I'm saying? That should be attracting me. It be attracting me like shit, but it be kind of making me nervous too. I'd be like, damn, you gonna try to grab the Lord knifey and try to get me out of the way. Like, what's going on? Dude, I gotta watch my back. You know. So now, like, I need you to deal with that passion, right? You know, I love you to death though, and I'm gonna tap in with y'all, man. It's a view points of RoBs Inferno while it burns slow. Shout out to all my guys and goddesses, know high vibrational human beings. You know, there's kids around, so I ain't even realized that she was right there. But I'm not gonna say you know what it is, but you know what it is though. You know what I'm saying? And I gotta check this out because this is the first time when I started this live, I literally said that it wasn't for kids. So that makes me even think. Matter of fact, let me screenshot this because I might have to check this up and do a little research just to make sure that this isn't the mother of my child trying to stalk me or anything. Matter of fact, you know what I'm saying? Should be crazy out here. Or stalkers and shit. All right, peace, power, abundance to y'all, man. Gratitude, Yahweh.